Qantas has announced a 2-year wage freeze for staff and is offering voluntary redundancies for international cabin crew as the impact of COVID-19 continues to hit the travel industry. CEO Alan Joyce says there's no other company in Australia that's been impacted worse by the pandemic's economic downturn.
We expect to post a statutory loss before tax of more than $2 billion in financial year 21. That's on top of the $2.7 billion of losses last year. We also know that the pandemic will have cost us at least $16 billion since the start of 2020 in lost revenue by the end of this financial year. I think it's safe to say there's no other company in Australia that's had a bigger impact from COVID than the Qantas Group.
Well, for more on the state of the airline industry, I'm joined by our business editor, Ian Verrender. Hi, Ian. How much trouble is Qantas in?
Well, Ros, nobody likes to lose billions of dollars, as Alan Joyce just outlined then, $2.7 billion last year and probably around $2 billion this year. But Qantas is well capitalised. It's not in danger of collapse. I mean, it is in a recovery mode. Its domestic operations are doing quite well. Jetstar appears to be making profits, underlying profits, but all those extra costs, such as the redundancies that they've undertaken in the past year or so, are weighing on the results.
But while Qantas seems to be struggling, rival Virgin is talking about expansion. Let's hear from Virgin's boss, Jane Herdlicker.
We have very few of those half-price sale fares left. 1 month after we launched those fares, we made an announcement of 10 new aircraft coming into the fleet. 2 of those aircraft are actually here today. And we're really excited. That's the first step in a journey to continue to grow our fleet and support Australia as Australia's most loved airline. Now, along with the announcement of the 10 aircraft came 380 new cabin crew. Many of you are here today. It also comes with another 250 jobs, which Lisa mentioned, which will be a combination of pilots, ground handling crew, and some IT and tech support that is necessary to continue to support the growth and development of Virgin Australia.
So, Ian, why is Virgin taking people on and Qantas is letting people go?
Well, Ros, I think we need to put it in a little bit of perspective here. We're not really comparing like with like. I mean, to start with, Virgin went broke during the pandemic. Qantas didn't. Qantas is a much bigger airline, much bigger operation than Virgin, and it has a huge international network. Virgin doesn't. So many of the layoffs we're talking about, or the extra redundancies with Qantas now, are about the international operations. And thirdly, Qantas remains a company that's listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. Virgin is not. And so the capacity for spin, Alan Joyce doesn't have quite the same latitude that Jane Herdlicker does. Now, if you look at the number of workers that Virgin is saying they're putting on, it's a couple of hundred workers. They did lay off 3,000 though during the pandemic. So, it's all very well and fine to say we're expanding and putting people on, but you've got to look at what they did just a few months back, and quite rightfully so. I mean, they were facing enormous difficulties and challenges.
How are other international airlines faring?
Oh, everyone's, in the same situation, really. I mean, every single airline in the world just almost collapsed as a result of this, and emergency measures have been undertaken by all of them. And Qantas is one of the few, I guess, that's come out of this with reasonable prospects. Virgin may well as well. It's well capitalised as well, and it's obviously domestic tourism in Australia is recovering. That's where people are travelling because we can't go anywhere else.
Ian, thanks.
Thanks, Ros.